Take two tracks and call us in the morning. It's the Spin Doctors. We're back again. Yeah, Mikey, that's our intro. How do you like that?
That's how we started.
No, you're not here yet. I'm not supposed to actually ask you anything.
No,
no, you don't exist.
I was waiting for Bam Bam Bam. I thought Bam 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 was where we started.
Bam Bam Bam. We'll at some point we will get to Bam Bam Bam. Don't you worry your pretty little head.
And after that, we'll get to Pebbles, Pebbles, Pebbles.
Thank God.
Oh, Flintstones. For a second I was like, what the fuck does that even mean? But wouldn't that have to be Bam 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 Bam?
I'm not gonna sing the song because then we're getting into real copyright law. So,
and he's spoiling his album. It's the Flintstones soundtrack.
Well, I mean, let's just bring him in. I am, of course, your host, as always, Rick Storr, joined as also always by Nick Malizia. And today we have
I'm trying to work it in
on the show. My good buddy, Mikey Boohyah.
Hello, everybody. Is there an applause? There it is.
I like to applause. I applause.
I believe I deserve it in this moment, I guess. I don't know why.
Applause. I'll applause.
Thank you.
Always.
I like to applause.
It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Dude, this is going to be good. We don't really know a lot about music. We just kind of make it up as we go along, and you're an actual musician. So you'll know a lot more than us about
You're our first true musician
everything.
guest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's an honor. I wish that you guys would have gotten a good musician, but,
See,
Well,
that's
we'll
the sign of a good musician.
Yeah.
No, that's the sign of a good musician. It's like, I'm all right. Like Clapton's like, I've strummed a couple times, and then he picks the axe up and he's shredding.
Yeah, let me see what I have ready, and I just pull out like a whole guitar, and like it's actually a one-piece
A
band
whole
thing,
guitar?
like Mary Poppins. It's a whole guitar, drum, harmonica kit.
Yes.
Is a guitar the only thing that you strum? I can't think of another thing that you strum.
A mandolin.
Banjo. There it is.
Oh, come on now. Those are just
Ukulele.
like different breeds of guitar. That's like if I was like, oh, you can't pet a Great Dane, and you're like, well, what about like a beagle?
What about a harp?
You pluck a harp. You pluck a harp.
No. You strum too.
It all depends on
No,
There
that's
it
like a
is.
glissando.
Can we get a harp sound effect, please? Put that in post.
You strum a
all right.
harp, you son of a
We find
bitch.
some royalty-free harp effect.
You know what? Actually,
Yes.
being a musician, I actually do have a harp right here. Let me see what I can. I don't know. Put it in
Oh
post.
my god!
It's
That's the
massive!
most glorious harp I've ever seen. It's
My goodness.
Did you steal that from an angel?
I actually got it from the Smithsonian. It was gifted to me by the night guard who is heavily addicted to crystal meth, and got myself hooked up with this nice harp. So
why was it in the Smithsonian? Who owned it in the first place?
I don't really know how the Smithsonian works or what it's for, so I couldn't tell you. But
I think they just like hoard treasures from wars there.
yeah. And Gary hooked it up. He gave me a really good price.
Oh,
you
we're
just
gonna
gave
name
him
drop
some meth.
Gary on here.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, no, he's
Gary the meth
fine.
head security guard.
Yes.
Still working. Still working.
Oh, it's still working. Oh, he is. Look at him.
Yeah, and he bounces. I understand there's a lot of Smithsonians, correct? There's like more than one.
Yeah, there's like
Yep.
they're like different chapters, like the Hell's Angels.
So he's one of the only employees of the Smithsonian that bounces from one to one. So you could go to your local Smithsonian, run into Gary, maybe get some artifacts on the
Your
low.
local neighborhood Smithsonian.
It's right next to CVS all the time.
Yeah, just down in the corner.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta run some errands today. I gotta go stop by the bank. Gotta run by the grocery store. Take a quick pop in at the Smithsonian. We'll be good.
Yeah. Just a regular weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait till this. Can we say coronavirus on your show, or is that a no?
What? Is that copyright?
Yeah, that's also copyrighted.
That's copywritten for sure.
Yeah.
I can't wait till this whole coronavirus thing's over and we could all do things like go to the Smithsonian. Like I miss it so much.
That's the one thing.
That's the one thing that I
Smithsonian's
want
hurting
to
these days. That's why they're getting rid of all the harps.
Exactly.
You know how much that shit costs to maintain?
do. Yeah, dusting every string individually, it gets rough.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Harp wax doesn't grow on trees.
Exactly. The harp, people that keep the harps up to tune and in stable conditioning, they're the people, they're the unsung heroes through this whole year. Everyone's worried about, restaurants, people, and all that. No. It's the people who are taking care of the harps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why this episode, all the donations will go to Harps R Us.
And I love that you guys do that. And that's really the only reason why I decided to do this show. Rick reached out to me and I was like, why would I want to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the only reason why is because of maybe his recent stint of success with the Theo Von Man Up show. And I said, okay, I could probably try to get some back off shine off of this, maybe some a little reflection shine.
Some runoff pee.
And then I found out that you guys are donating all the money. Yeah, some of that runoff publicity. Then you donate all the money to these maintainers of the harps, this coalition of people that are, I mean, think about how many hands touch harps every day. It's disgusting.
These maintainers of the harps.
Yes, the slogan.
Right?
So
I have a tick where if there's something that fits into a certain like number of syllables as a song, I will sing it as that song.
Yeah.
And it happens almost immediately.
Good.
Yeah, that's going to be rough for your legal team, man, for sure. But like you said, this podcast is blurring the lines. Can we play a section of Blurred Lines right now? Is that a song?
What I can't remember that guy's name. All I can think of is
Robin
Rob
Thicke.
Ford. Oh, but
Rob Ford?
Oh, yeah.
Robin Thicke.
I know it's not the mayor of Toronto.
But wasn't Robin Thicke's dad a thing too? Alan Thicke or something?
Yeah,
like that?
growing pains.
Yeah, Alan Thicke is arguably way more famous.
Way more thick. Also, he's a sturdy guy.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yeah. Rest in peace. Yes.
They didn't know a lot about diet and stuff back in like the 70s, so it was rough for him.
No. People smoked cigarettes to bulk up.
Yes, and lose weight at the same time.
Yeah, put some. Well, you put the hair on your chest, which adds bulk. It makes your shirt stand out a little bit more.
Yeah, you lose fat and muscle mass, but you gain so much hair that it counterweighs it.
Yeah, that back hair that like your uncle used to have, and you're like, where did that come from?
Back hair, just like Uncle used to make.
I think I unlocked some deep-seated thing in my childhood just now.
Oh my God! So, Mikey, why don't you explain to the people what I called you a musician. That's a pretty loose term. You know, you could be a harp tuner. You could be a harp player. You know, anything involving a harp, really. So, I mean, but what specifically? What are you involved with, buddy?
So it started out with me at like a really young age. I started taking like music classes at school. Felt really drawn to the harp. And, you know, just spent a lot of time learning about notes, song structure, chord progressions, things that I still know nothing about to this day as a musician. And I actually just learned about the sound field like 2 years ago, which has been a fun experiment for me. But
the sound field?
What's
this?
The
sound field. So you got to think of sound as like think of it like a big square room, right? We're doing.
Okay, hang on. I'm picturing a room. It's a square room. You're saying
a square-sized and shaped room. Square-sized. You know the size of a square.
What size is a square?
Bigger than a bread box, I would say.
All right, fair enough. It is a room.
Okay, that's good. That's fair.
Now, in this room, you have your highs, which would be, you know, any high-frequency stuff, guitar, piano, hi-hats, stuff like that. Then you have your lows, which would be all your bass sounds.
Your low hats.
Then left side, right side would just be panning to the left and the right. And a lot of mistakes.
Your left and right hats.
Your left and right hats, yeah. And a lot of the mistakes that people make is they just kind of stack everything on top of each other in the middle of this room and then say, look at my feng shui of my room. And it sounds like garbage. So I learned about splitting up sounds into the sound field and shit. So I'm just now becoming a musician, guys. And I wish he would stop.
Wow.
That's cool.
But
those years of harp lessons are finally paying off.
Yeah. Starting harp at, 13 or whatever. And we actually we actually did like a couple shows together. You used to be a musician back in the day. Which I don't know. I don't think we talk about that. Do we talk about that on your show?
I've worn a few hats in my day. High, low, left and right, whatever.
All the hats.
You know, Mikey, when you say that Rick used to be a musician, you know, that could be mean multiple things. One, obviously, if many don't know, Rick plays bass, plays a little strums of guitar here and there, I believe. That's one avenue. And then the other avenue of Rick's musician is very loose term of musician, which is a juggalo.
Yeah,
buddy.
I think every juggalo somehow along their journey from juggalo to butterfly juggalo, you become a musician within there. At one point, you go, "Hey, I'm a rapper now," and it's because they make it look so easy. You know what I mean? And
yep.
Hey, if they could do this, I could do this. And then you start making music like that. And I think Ricky and I started the same way. We both started emulating that sound of music. And then I just kind of like formed it into my own thing, which took a decade to do, to get out of those habits. And Ricky, I mean, he was always the worst out of the two of us. And he ended up closing his notepad. He only had one because he had written like 4 songs on there. Closed his notepad and packed it up, picked up the bass, and here we are.
And
that's pretty much exactly how it happened.
Yeah, and it
was a one-day thing.
And you win. But
that's what we sell this podcast on the virtue of is my bass playing.
Yes.
That's good. I can't wait to hear those solos in post.
Oh, yeah. No, none of this will be in post. It will all be played live. Check out this riff.
Oh!
Whoa! Oh my god! How was that even a thing?
Amazing.
But yeah, man, I definitely have loved music my whole life, and I think music got me through like a lot of pivotal points in my life. And there's a lot of artists that I listen to that taught me things that I normally wouldn't have learned. I didn't have this older male figure to teach me this shit, so I learned it from these songs, whether it be good or bad, and I take the pieces that I want. And then also a lot of curiosity came from music. People would say things and I wouldn't know what they were talking about, and then I would go look up what they were talking about and then unlock this whole thing. So music's done a lot for me.
Hell yeah. Sure. Yes. What do you remember what your first album was that you ever bought with like your own hard-earned money?
My first
Nick always has the good questions.
Yeah.
Rick just sits there and talks.
I know that the first album that I ever got was actually like my possession was a DJ Quick album, and it was a CD that some older kid that lived next to my grandma gave to me. His name was JC, and he was like, "Hey, check this out." I listened to it. I liked it. I actually went back and revisited it a few years ago, and it was horrible. Probably one of the worst albums I've ever made. That is not the album that I picked for today, for sure.
Okay. Isn't that a little heartbreaking sometimes? Like, it's in the same sense of like a childhood movie where like you remember, you're like, it was awesome, it was amazing, this is why I do what I do, and then you go back and it's like, who am I now? This is horrible.
And the worst, I've learned to go and revisit things by myself, because the worst is when you hype it up to somebody.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially you got a new girlfriend or something. You're like, wait, are you serious? Yes. You've never seen this? Put it on, and it's the worst 2 hours of her life.
Honestly, I hate it when people try to show me anything. Like, because
Agreed.
I don't like, especially like if it's like a TV show or something, they're like, "Oh, do you want to watch this TV show with me?" And I'm like, do I want to sit there and like feel you watch me watch this TV show?
Just
like every joke you look over at me to make sure I'm enjoying what you're showing me right now. Like
anticipating every scene.
Give me the rec and I'll watch it on my own time. Yes. And then we can talk about it after. Yes. But I'm not going to sit here and like feel forced to laugh like I'm on the spot. Like, oh, let me make sure like I look like I'm enjoying this enough.
Yeah, you didn't enjoy that like I thought you would.
And they're just like,
like, maybe you're not the man that I thought you were, Rick, and it just starts this whole fight.
This movie is who I am. If you don't like this movie, then you don't like me.
Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes I feel bad. Like I'll enjoy something, and but I don't. When I'm watching or like listening to something, I don't really like express outwardly that I'm enjoying it that much. So when I feel like I'm put on the spot and it's like a performative thing where I don't even get to enjoy the thing anymore. Yeah. I'm like half conscious of that and then half conscious of like every 2 seconds.
So this podcast is kind of...
It doesn't translate on an audio medium.
This podcast is kind of based off of this idea, is it not? Of me showing you this album that I like.
Do we make a podcast about our worst nightmare?
Face your fears, for sure.
Yeah, I didn't even realize I was subconsciously just putting I'm like such a hidden masochist.
Wow, this podcast became very meta. Yeah.
Wow, I just realized that. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. Is the thing that I hate, but somehow it's enjoyable in this medium. I don't know.
Well, I think but it's different, man, because we got good quality. We got good taste.
I think
that, but also I'm in control.
I will ease your mind a little bit by saying that I did go back and revisit, because, I mean, you told me a day and a half ago, you were like, here's the idea for the show. You pick an album, we go through it, we talk about it. And I was like, how am I going to pick one album out of all of the albums in the world? Immediately picked an album. It took me like 2 minutes. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's actually a pretty good album. Then I went back and listened to it, like, to make sure. And it all holds up. It pretty much all holds up. It's this whole journey. It's this musical journey. It's like, I appreciate how albums used to be arranged to where it would take you on a ride. You know what I mean? And this is a ride. We're going on a ride today, gentlemen. Ooh, so I definitely did pick something good. I didn't just go like, check out the Jekyll Brothers, and then we listened to it. So today we have The Great Malenko by...
The 1997 opus by the Insane Clown Posse. Mm-hmm. This is track number 1, Great Malenko.
And also, I want to let you guys know, I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet, but I have a fish tank in this room. I just got a bunch of like Burmese fighting fish. They're not fighting. They're retired. God. They're all retired. Don't worry.
Oh, damn it.
They're Burmese retired fish?
Yeah, they're Burmese retired fish. And I have the filter on. It kicks on and does like an automatic filter thing. And I can't turn it off. I don't want them to die. So it might, you know, pop on now and then. Just kind of try to ignore it.
If it pops on, like if I hear it, that right there, yeah.
I think man, those fish, they're numbing. Oh, look they're getting their food, all clean water.
That only sucked up one this time, so that's actually really good.
Oh, that's good. I guess you should have fought harder.
They're fighting against the filters for sure.
They're fighting for their lives.
The filter fish.
Is that what those are? Is that what they sell? They just whatever fish gets caught up in the filter, they just pickle that bitch and put it in a jar.
Yep. Hey, here's some good filter fish. Yeah. So I'm trying to open a new business, like, you know. So a second.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's your good filter fish business and Harp Emporium.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. Some harps have fishes going along like the outside, like, you know, like the structure of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like very kind of, it's very 80s,
I thought you meant like those shoes, like those platform shoes that had live fish swimming around inside.
That's 100% what I mean.
Like water
That's exactly what
That's 100% what I mean. It's beautiful.
Okay, good.
What did you see? Like big golden fish?
No. I saw the first thing that I said, and then I was making sure that we all knew that that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, that actually sounds cool. I want one of those now. Me being, you know, the harpist that I am.
Yes.
Harpy?
Oh, and that
harpy.
Is
harpy. I believe harpy is the word.
You're the harpy. You should know what the term is. Yeah.
Hey, I corrected it. I corrected myself.
How about you, Nick? What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Getting ready for Christmas.
Oh, Christmas.
I don't know. It's such a weird thing to say, like, getting ready for Christmas. I don't know. I have like everything. It's the rapping. I don't like to rap.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like to rap like for like songs?
Yes. I drop beats. I drop mad rhymes all the time.
I liked watching me and Rick just search our brains for jokes about rapping. We were like, ooh, it's in there. And you even paused for us. You were like, here's your spot.
I was like, come on, here you go.
Thing. We have a rapper on the show. This is a rapping joke. And we all dropped the ball on that.
Here's the baseball lobbing over the plate.
Actually, put it in post. That actually would probably be good. Have someone else say it in post.
Okay, so let's make a joke for it. Okay, so Nick, say that you don't like rapping.
So you know, with Christmas coming along, you know, I don't like rapping. You know,
I guess that makes one of us.
Oh.
Okay, hey, no, Mike, you want to give one?
Yeah, let me try. Run it back.
Okay.
So line again, please.
Okay. You know, with Christmas coming along, you know, I don't like rapping.
Did you say raping?
That should be a given.
That wasn't that great either. So maybe do like a mashup of the two. Like,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, try it again.
Yeah,
Nick, give me the line one more time.
Okay. You know, with Christmas coming along, you know, I'm not a big fan of rapping.
Oh shit.
That was actually probably the best out of all of them.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that. I think that works. I think that works.
Perfect. Awesome. Cut. Print. That's a wrap, everyone. Good job.
Print the podcast.
Fresh off the steamers.
The medium's always changing.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly what it is. And you got to work with the medium and outside the medium. Nick just smelled himself.
I stink. Forgot to put deodorant
Oh,
on.
I'm right there with you, dude.
Yeah,
I have that stink of like I ate too much terrible fast food last night, because I was happy, and so I was like, I'm gonna go get food, and then I got there and I was like, I'm gonna get 2 sandwiches.
Ooh, true.
And it was too much.
Where did you go?
Yeah, but I didn't get any fries.
Yeah,
or
I guess it
anything.
all
I was just
depends
like,
on what
oh,
kind of sandwiches they were.
Yeah, like where are we at?
Well, okay, so I went to Jack in the Box. I'm not proud of it, but it was what was open. And they have a new chicken sandwich that rivals Popeyes.
Okay.
Whoa.
I just wish that it were spicy. You know how like Popeyes has the spicy option on their chicken sandwich.
Well, that's copyrighted.
This does not
obviously
have a spicy option. Yeah, it's trademark spicy chicken Popeyes.
Yeah, Popeyes spicy chicken.
But I got I got that, and then I got some sort of sandwich that had like jalapenos on it, and I ate both of these sandwiches, and then I fell asleep, and now I am smelly.
Well, it sounds to me like you got the spicy option. It's like you just kind of take a bite of one, take a bite of the other one, and then it becomes the spicy version. Yeah.
What I really should have done is just taken the bun off of, like, one bun off of each of them and just clapped them together and just had, like, an ultimate chicken meat jalapeno spicy.
This is actually what you did,
time.
huh? You're just like, you've been trying to like get us down this path of like, not like be like, oh, like what if you like did this? And he's like, hypothetically, like I just put them together. But no, you did.
That was a confession right there.
What if like we went and like put it together? Just kidding, unless.
And I actually did get fries. What if that happened?
And I got fries.
Put the
You
fries
caught me.
on the burger.
Yeah, you got to put them in there.
That's actually a very
tasty,
underrated, great thing that you could do is put fries on a burger.
One of my favorite things from Jack in the Box is the extreme sausage sandwich. Open it up, throw a hash brown in the middle. That makes like
my god!
It's almost like a greasy spoon diner sandwich. It becomes a whole new thing.
Hash brown's like a breakfast fry.
Yeah, so we're talking breakfast fry in a breakfast sandwich. It's like a sandwich. You've heard of the sandwich, manipulates
I'm
sand.
Very familiar.
Yeah, you seen that?
She's a sand bender.
Yeah. It's like that.
That's amazing.
It's just like that.
Oh, there's a helicopter. They're coming to get me.
Sleeping still.
I don't know if my microphone's picking that up. Hang on, let me see if I can.
Oh,
it's gone.
Yeah,
it's gone. Just as I go to pick it up, it's gone.
Or it landed. We'll find out in a second. I heard it though.
Stay tuned. Actually, let's. That's a good point. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. And when we get back, I know, Mike, you got a heart out, so we want to kind of get through this thing before you got to leave. So we'll take a break here, and we'll be right back with finding out what album Mikey has brought. Hey guys, it's your favorite spin doctor, Rick. Just wanted to drop in and say thank you so much for listening to the show. We appreciate it so much. We're getting a lot of positive feedback, and it just feels good to know that you guys like the show. If you want to do us a favor and drop us a review on iTunes, that would be super helpful for us. That's where they tell you if your podcast is good or not. So if it's good, why don't you tell us? That's all I really wanted to say. You know, thank you, and we appreciate it. Let's get back to the show. And we are back. This is the Spin Doctors. That's how we're going to come back from every break from now on.
And we're back. It's the Spin Doctors.
Bat, 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 bat.
Bat, 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 bat. And then a sound effect of like slapping a baby's butt, and then like the baby starts crying. It's like, we're back.
What would be like a morning radio zoo program now? Like
I always go to. I don't know. There's a part of me that feels like I want to do that someday, but there's another part of me that has, what's the word? Dignity, and would never do that.
You don't want to be part of Nick and Rick in the mornings?
Nick and Big Dick Rick in the mornings.
Can you hear it?
I think Rick's fish tank filter has been working overtime. I feel like I'm watching a scene from Goodfellas right now. It's like, you see, Charlene has been chasing me all day.
You hear it, man? You hear it, guys?
I know something.
Hide the guns. Give them to your mother.
Hide the guns. Hide your wives.
I kind of
remember when that was?
I did hear that helicopter a little bit in the background, but you could probably put another helicopter noise in post.
Yeah,
that's Ricky's going to be working overtime in post here.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is time. Mikey Boohyah.
Ooh.
What album have you brought for us today?
Okay. I had to think, like I said, for about 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah. It's a good length of time.
I was like, hey, there's all these albums. Who's it going to be? What's it going to be? Which one was there for me? A couple things popped in my head, but then I realized that those were kind of like other people's favorite things that were around in my formative times. Then I remembered everybody's always like, hey, who's your favorite rapper? And always forever, ever since I got into him, I've always said that Idea was my favorite rapper of the Idea and Abilities fame. Which is a...
Now, is that Idea spelled EYEDEA?
Yes, it is.
Oh, look who knows a little bit about things.
Ooh. Idea. So, Idea and Abilities is a rapper hip-hop group on Rhymesayers, Atmospheres thing, which is a hip-hop that a lot of white people get into when you're first getting into hip-hop. It's a nice stepping stone into actual hip-hop. And... there was a moment in between projects where Idea put out some solo stuff, and the album that I have today is under a pseudonym. That's the thing, right? When you go under a different name.
Yes.
Yeah, pseudonym, a pen name, a nom de plume.
Nom de plume. The nom de plume of Oliver Hart is the artist.
Oh.
Spelled Hart. And this album is called The Many Faces of Oliver Hart.
Cool.
Are you guys familiar with this at all?
No,
I've never heard of this ever.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get anything until you said Atmosphere. I was like, okay, now I'm in the realm of it. So is he like doing kind of like a character thing on this album?
I mean, I guess you could kind of say that in a way. It is put together like a production, so he does do it under this whole Oliver Hart thing. So the album art says, "This is how I won the right to think," spelled EYE, like Idea.
Cool.
And one spelled ONE, and right spelled WRITE. And 2 spelled TOO. He has misspelled almost every single word. Every word that he could conceivably misspell for poetic effect, he has done
double meanings and stuff. And that's what this album is full of, all of these like double meanings. And I mean, I listened back to it, and very little of it is corny. A lot of it is actual good,
nice,
well written, well done hip hop.
All right.
Cool. And I love it. And this is my favorite album out of all the albums ever made.
This is would you say this is your favorite album?
Yeah, this is my, after deciding on it and then the next 24 hours sitting on it and then now being asked on the spot, this is my favorite album.
Okay,
nice.
That's awesome. Because my album was that I presented on my episode was not my favorite album by any means. Like, it wasn't even my favorite artist, wasn't anything like that. It was just that it had some memories that I liked associated with it. So it's cool that this is like your legit favorite album. This is awesome. And it's also awesome that it's the first hip-hop album that we've had on the show.
Yes. Yeah, and true hip-hop, because we did do an episode of Now That's What I Call Music, Volume 23. And, and there were hip-hop songs, if you want, a very loose hip-hop. I think, actually, now I think back to it, I think the most hip-hop song on there was Fergie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. London Bridge.
Yes. Banger, by the way.
So let's, what do you say? Let's go ahead and get into it, huh?
Let's get it. I can't wait.
All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. This is the first track off of the Many Faces of Oliver Hart. It is the titular Many Faces of Oliver Hart, the intro track. We got some...
You are about to embark upon a fascinating adventure into well-being.
See, I love shit.
I already love
this.
this, yeah.
It's like intros you to the... It's like, this is what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Health of body and mind and the sense of a new life. There is an idea.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
I'm already obsessed.
It's very like intro-y, you know.
Yes.
Like slowly bringing you up to it.
I feel like hip hop albums don't do this anymore.
Yeah, it's a lot of times it's just like bam, like straight into it. And this is like, well, this is old school. I mean, it came out in 2002, so I mean, it's almost 20 years old now.
Damn.
We'll switch up in the vibe.
There we go.
Here.
Okay, there's an actual song here.
Okay.
Oh, this is good. This guy's got
This is really good.
Fucking
Yeah.
good flow.
Yeah, this is cool. I like his flow. It's funny how with like hip hop, obviously the voice is so important and stuff, but it's almost like the instruments. You're like in or out from the voice itself. There's been times where the guy gets like 2 lines into it, it's like, no, I'm done. Sorry, just not me. But this is good. This is that nasty.
Deliveries a lot.
This is dope.
That's a cool intro song.
This is so good already. This is that classic hip hop. Rick and I have touched on this before, but it's just like the skits and everything. But it's just like it's a piece of work. It's it's not just like somebody just like recorded 20 songs and then it's like, all right, there's the album. It's thought. It's like you're saying, it's going to tell a story. We're on a musical journey, and I'm buckled in.
Yeah.
We're starting to go up, and I'm already excited.
Yeah. So nowadays you will get a lot of songs that is just you get a lot of songs that are just a beat that just continues the whole time, and maybe some element will drop out for the hook and then come back in when the verse comes in, and it's not really a lot of like progression in the song. And
there's not a lot of dynamics.
Yeah, and that's what really drew me to this, is that it's kind of like just that intro alone, you get 3 different vibes and 3 different feelings and everything within that one piece.
Yeah, I feel like that at a certain point, that one song could have been like 4 separate songs in a way, which is cool.
And he says at some point, I believe in this album, he says the world becomes less interested when the voice becomes an instrument. Pretty much saying that, people don't respect the voice as an instrument, like you said. But it really is a lot in how it's delivered.
And it almost seems like that could mean that like once you become, a public figure like this, or like once you're in music, because this happens in comedy a lot. Like if a comedian has a political statement or something, people will just be like, "Oh, shut up and go back to comedy." So it's like the same thing as like, "Oh, shut up and just make music." Like, they become less interested when your voice becomes an instrument.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
Yet again another double meaning in Idea's stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead for this next song. This is Weird Side.
Yeah, this next song is a goofy one. It's just a fun little laid back goofy hip hop.
I already like the beat.
This
it's
is
like
fun,
a gospel beat.
Oh, man, I get a bit like his flow is very Kendrick Lamar. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Kendrick is a fan.
Yeah.
It's just like non-stop, just like bars on bars.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
This is great. This is just like a fun.
It's like an anti-rap song in a way, because he's all talking about how he's got all these Amish home remedies that he does, and how he doesn't carry an ID and never go to the mall, and he's only been in one fight, he says, like in this, and that's a big no-no for rap. Like your first song on your album to say like, look, I'm kind of just a regular guy that, is just like most other people. Like, I don't like confrontation. I like to hang out with, positive people and like to do drugs and stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, especially too, hip hop in general is such a a tough, you're the man, you dominate all the time and stuff. And it was this album 2002, you said, at the time, no one, this is pre all the kind of like nerdy-ish hip hop, like the Kid Cudi and Lupe Fiasco, and like people
this
who
is
were
definitely before like nerdism became cool.
Exactly. And it's super cool and like definitely a little ahead of his time here, being like, I don't want to, got in one fight, didn't like it. Let's do some drugs and let's rap.
Yeah, and I think that this song like kind of shows people that he could do that, like that upbeat hip hop, like you could just kind of ride to it and bounce to it, but also still be like honest in it. And that like wins you over instantly. You're like, oh, okay, this guy's talking real shit instead of just saying the same stuff that everybody else is saying.
Yeah, exactly. Like how like amazing and cool they are, and all the money and everything.
Cars, cash, and hoes.
All the cool shit they've done. He's just like, yeah, no, I'm just hanging out.
Oh man,
Xbox
it feels
Live.
so good to be pretentious music guy about this album. I'm so excited. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's good for the soul.
Thanks for coming, man. Let's go ahead and move on to this next song. Yeah, this is a song about a song.
I'm downloading this album, by the way, to my Spotify already because this is something I need to listen to.
You won over Nick.
Yes.
So this is he starts getting into like his real meta stuff, and it's not really too deep of a song, but it's a song about a song.
Yeah, it's a short song. It's a minute and a half long.
It's more of a spoken word piece.
Would you consider this like a skit or like an interlude?
Yeah, like an interlude.
This next song is a song about writing this song. Now, I'm not some profound visionary, but this specific incision didn't particularly take too long. I was just running up these backstage stairs, and suddenly it dawned on me, what a good idea. True inspiration, but with no pen or paper to record the creation. I had the plans of grand innovation and stood bored pacing on the wood.
Yeah, the multi-syllable rhymes.
This is crazy. This sounds like something that could be on an old Outkast album. Man, I mean, we're all only 3 songs in, and it's so many different like genre-esque things have happened, and this is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. This next song is actually a really important song to me because I heard this 2002, probably 2004. I mean, back then you didn't hear shit right when it came out. You had to wait for someone else to get it and tell you about it and all that.
Or you downloaded it off of Kazaa.
Yeah. So I was probably 17, I would say, when I heard this. And this song is all about the path that you're told you're supposed to take in life versus the path that you take. And it's about a conversation that Idea has with a homeless guy that's playing a bucket for change.
Okay.
They made him do a song.
Okay,
and
cool.
this, for some reason, resonated with me at this perfect time in my life.
I don't think an intro to a song gets much better than that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
With no further ado, this is how much do you pay?
It's not gonna be.
Yeah, it's gonna be chicken in the corn. I love the lo-fi nature of all this too. Like everything sounds like it's all on records and stuff.
Yeah, before lo-fi was a thing too.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, there's that fish tank again.
Damn, those fish. Yeah. That water's dirty.
They're all safe this time.
That's good. We didn't lose a man.
I'll give you an update every time.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
This is Fish Watch 2020.
Nice little suspenseful intro.
And it's just like so musical and like jazzy almost.
So most carry identity paraphernalia to familiarize with smiles and meaning painted on a robotic face, but not this man. He played the bucket with his hands.
Oh my god, yeah, this guy
Jesus.
So what do you think prompted him to write under a pseudonym?
Yeah, what's going on in his life?
I don't know. I mean, I think that this was a project that he did on his own that was separate from his record deal, so he legally couldn't do it as Idea.
So rock and roll. I
that
love
makes
this.
sense. It's crazy how much the record industry can just like get its hooks into an artist entirely.
Yeah, but he pulled a Prince and he just turned his name into a symbol or whatever.
Yeah.
And is he still making music?
Oh, he's dead. He actually overdosed and died. I want to say that he like narrowly missed the 27 club. He might have been like 28 when he died.
Oh damn!
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Drug overdose.
So rest in peace.
Wow.
Yeah, died in 2010.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very good. Even made in 2002, the hook is still very prevalent and sadly a continuing thing.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
In America.
America will. I mean, it's never gonna learn from anything.
That's the most thing that I've really taken away from this year is that we are not the best, definitely not the best, but like it's not too much is going to change. Sadly, we're half the country isn't going to wake up one day and be like, you know what, I've kind of been a piece of shit my whole life. No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That song is very like now though.
Mm-hmm. No, you could release that song, like play that on the radio and be like, holy crap, like man, they made this about this year. This is crazy.
Yeah, right. A lot of this album is ahead of its time in that way.
This is crazy. I just want to research this guy. This guy sounds like someone like your favorite rapper's rapper.
Yeah,
where it's like,
exactly.
oh, you like your Eminem and your Jay-Z's and stuff. And it's like, no, they're all about the Oliver Hart. Yep,
track 10, I believe, which we'll get to eventually. Or no, maybe not track 10. It's in here somewhere. He actually says that. He says, "I'm your favorite rapper's rapper."
Oh,
that's what it seems like. It seems like this is a guy that not many people know about, especially writing under a different name. Mm-hmm. But the people who do know about him are like, "No, you guys need to know about this guy."
Mm-hmm. I feel like I missed out, and yeah.
Well, now here's your
I'm
chance.
Thankful.
And there's no better time to listen to
the whole thing.
A brand new band than On a Clear Day. You like that little segue?
That was nice. That was a nice segue, yeah, for sure. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Another one of those weird spacey intros. And, lo-fi, 15 years before lo-fi became popular in hip-hop, and not by choice. They didn't have any... That was the best sound they got off of those records.
Exactly.
So
I was going to say, it's like, this is the best that they can do. It's not like they're trying to be hip.
That was actually clean. They were like, we're getting this.
They're like, this is really the best way we can...
It sounds so good. It sounds like the fucking Harps right
Just
here.
Holding a microphone up to a record player. Like... It's like when you used to have to record like songs off the radio to use as your ringback tone on your phone. Like, came on the radio. You'd be like, everybody shut the fuck up so you can record the little...
Hey, can you pass the chips? Damn it!
I was trying to get it. Now how am I supposed to get Beyonce's Crazy in Love as my ringtone?
See, that's why I just always hire a Beyonce impersonator to come and sing it while I press it, so that way I could get like a recreation of it. It doesn't really sound the same because she's more of a lookalike than a sound-alike. But but I
feel like
if you're there when it's happening, it means a lot. Yeah.
I think this is
like your eyes will trick your ears.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like we're starting a new business venture where it's like we're doing celebrity sound-alikes rather than lookalikes, where it's like, all right, we hired Beyonce, and then it's just like some 7-year-old boy. It's like, you don't look like Beyonce at all. It's like, listen to me. And then he just belts out. I was like, oh my God, is Beyonce here? I think we got a great idea.
Yeah, I think those are called impressions.
I think you're wrong, and that's fake news.
All right, let's get to this song. It's another one of these like long intros that's like leading you on the song. There's a lot of cool sounds in this too.
Yeah.
This is almost like you would see this on like one of those like chill wave stations. Oh my God. This is amazing. He also has like really interesting beat patterns. Like it's not just like, you know, 4/4 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know anything about the producer on this album, or producers or anything?
I mean, it should say in here, I always assumed that Abilities had a lot with producing it, because Abilities was, it just says performed by Oliver Hart, written by Oliver Hart.
Oh, and I'm sure with the record label stuff, maybe you can't really say who's on it to not get anyone in trouble, maybe?
But I know that DJ Abilities made all of Idea's beats, even when he would do his solo stuff, so I imagine that, and as far as I know, Idea wasn't super, like, into making his own instrumentals.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say this guy's got good DJ abilities.
Yeah. DJ Abilities?
Yeah.
I was gonna let that pass,
He
but
actually
since
has
Mikey's
good
gonna
DJ
say
abilities.
it, yeah, you
It's all about the
freaking
imposters.
idiot.
He has a mixtape out there somewhere that is impossible to find, the whole thing, and if anybody does find it, please send it to me, because I've scraped the internet for it. I have it on a CD that won't play anymore because Soda spilled
I
it,
hate
because who needs
that.
CDs?
What is this called?
And it's called,
what is this lost mixtape?
It's called 4 Persons with DJ Abilities, and it's a DJ Abilities mixtape. 4 Persons with DJ Abilities.
Interesting.
So that's On a Clear Day. That song was all about like falling into depression. Like to me, that's kind of like what I took from that. And then that kind of goes along with this next song, Walking, which is, you know, it's about walking.
It's about walking. That's what I like. Is you know, just sing about what you know and make it plain. I don't want to go through like a whole, you know, Sphinx's riddle to find out what your song is about. Like, if you're gonna write a song about walking, don't call it, oh, the moonlight has illuminated the footsteps left in the past by the soles of my forgotten shoes or whatever. Just call it walking.
Great title.
And now, what does that lyric mean right there? Walking.
Walking.
It means walking.
Hey, I'm walking here.
I'm walking.
Hey, I'm walking.
Hey there, kids. I'm walking over here.
Hi, I'm Christopher Walking.
There it is.
You will not be hired in my sound-alike business company, by the way, for your Christopher Walken.
That's like some sort of weird reverse, like 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, where if someone says walking, there's only so many jokes that you can say until someone says a Christopher Walken joke. And nobody's made it past 3.
No. That's what they call the rule of threes. That's what the rule of threes is.
Or the 3 degrees of Christopher Walken.
Yeah, there's whatever 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, and there's 3 degrees of Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
And then there are 18 degrees of Chris Pratt. There is 1.5 degrees of Scarlett Johansson, and 98 degrees of Nick Lachey. I wish I had an air horn sound effect. What
are you talking about? We have a bat, 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 bat.
Oh yeah,
just throw a bat, bat, bat in post. Put it right there.
That's us giving you the vaccine. Bat, 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 bat. Can't find the vein.
That's our air horn, exactly.
Just over and over again, sticking it.
I'll find it eventually. Bat, 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 bat.
You gotta let it trickle in like an old school tattoo.
It's my first time. Stay with me here.
Let's go ahead and take another break, and then when we come back, we will bust out these last 13 songs. We got about half an hour to do it, so we're going to bust these out as quickly as possible. We'll be right back. Oh, hello there. Don't mind me. I just came in to grab the newspaper. What's this here on the front page? The Spin Doctors are accepting advertisers. Why, the Spin Doctors is the only podcast I listen to. Looks like they got a whole slate of advertisers coming up. And it says right here, if you got a product or service you'd like to advertise on the Spin Doctors podcast, shoot them an email at spindoctorspod@gmail.com and they'll help you with your business. Why, that's front page news for sure. And we're back. All right. Did we ever actually listen to Walking?
No, we got 2 into Christopher Walken.
No, we're still in the beginning, so... I know that there's a hook eventually that he says, and it has to do about walking, so that's really the main part of it.
And he doesn't really have a set progression in his songs, it seems. He doesn't seem to stay to the first chorus, verse, chorus, bridge, whatever, you know? Which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole second half of the song has like a different feel if you skip to like 2/3 of the way through.
And Mikey, would you say that there's much difference between this album and Idea's regular Idea albums?
Yeah, I think there definitely is. I think that the like Idea and Abilities thing is all really heavy on the hip hop side. They play a lot into they'll do this thing that they used to do back in the 90s where the DJ and the MC would like play off of each other. So the rapper would say, it'd be like dueling banjos, but one banjo's a rapper and the other banjo's a DJ. And they kind of like do a little back and forth with the syllables. And they would do a lot of that and a lot of like real energetic like hip hop stuff. But that's kind of what they signed the deal for. So I think this was his outlet for a lot of his like creative, the shit that he wanted to make, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it is really different. But Idea and Abilities is still really good.
Yeah, I gotta get more into like all of this stuff. It's almost like in the sense of like a person in a band who like wants to make a certain kind of music, so they make that side band. You know, well, I can't do that electronic stuff. I'm gonna do my own thing here a little bit, and I'll come back. And very cool. This is just awesome.
Or man, I wish that Chris Gaines is that sound? Is that
Garth Brooks is all three. Yeah,
it's kind of like Chris Gaines, but like the opposite. It's a lot better.
Yes, he's Chris Gaines.
Yeah,
this is actually this is yet another one of Garth Brooks's. Yeah, they're all Garth Brooks.
It does sound like that, like Garth Brooks, Chris Gaines, Oliver Hart. Like they all kind of sound like the same guy thought of them.
There has to be a country singer somewhere who wanted to do the name Oliver Hart. He's like, what? A hip hopper already has it. Gosh, dude.
A hip hopper.
A fucking hip hopper. God damn it.
God dang hip hopper. This next song also appears to be about walking. I mean, I can't think of anything else. I mean, unless it's about the TV show.
I think this was his original title for track 6 was going to be Step by Step. And he was like, that might be a little too confusing. I'm going to call it Walking. Yeah. But then he had that great title that he thought up. He had to put it in somewhere.
So this must be about the TV show.
It is. It definitely is. It's actually about Family Matters. So.
Oh, it's just about that whole TLC block or whatever was it on.
Yeah.
Got a little story to tell you.
This is called Boy Meets World, and it's about Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah, this is a really good song. And this is about him dying, which is strange knowing that he's
dead.
Again, all these genre elements, like, you know, we had the spoken poetry with, like, the nice piano background, and now we got just, like, an acoustic guitar. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, almost like a Western vibe.
Mikey, have you ever ever get a chance to see this guy in concert?
No, I didn't.
Oh, that's a bummer. I wonder, this with the music itself in here, I would love it, you know, in an alternate reality, he's alive doing this album and it's like a full band behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely seems like he would have done really well on like a Tiny Desk concert.
Oh yeah, Thundercat on bass.
Oh my god, are you kidding me right now? Why would you put that image in my head? That's too good. That's like when I went to the Bridge School benefit and I saw Tom Waits with Les Claypool on bass. That was, I mean, I don't mean to brag.
So he gets in this whole confrontation with these two angels in a crossroads in heaven, and they're saying that, you know, this is the way to heaven. The other angel says this is the way to heaven, and they tell him one of us always lies and one always tells the truth. And then he has to go through this whole trying to figure out which one's which.
Yeah, but don't you know that that's a solved puzzle already? You just have to ask them. You just ask if you're like, if I have to go left or right, what would the other one tell me to say? And then you do the opposite of that. Because if you're asking the one that always tells the truth, then the other one would be the one that lies, so they would tell you the wrong direction. But if you're asking the one that always lies, the other one would be the one that tells the truth, so that would lie to you and tell you the wrong direction. So you just ask them what the other one would say, and you do the opposite of it. Come on, Oliver!
Yeah. Have you been in this situation before? Because with your quick answer, you're like, just say, nice one.
I've
nice
been
try,
to Crossroads.
devil.
Are you Idea?
Get Robert Johnson.
I'm deep undercover.
So in the end, he ends up turning his back from the angels and going back the way he came, which was the entrance to heaven all along, which has all of these cool, deep meanings to it.
So he didn't even solve the riddle? He just did his own thing?
It turns out there was a third angel behind him. He didn't see him until the end. He asked him.
Okay, well, what was that angel's riddle? Was he like, what has 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs at night?
He doesn't have a riddle.
He was just a normal angel. The other ones were they were like the village, the Dumbos, the lake brains.
They were just fucking with him?
The village Dumbos!
They didn't know it. They didn't know that they did. They don't know any better.
They're just lower class angels. They're just like, I don't know. This is what I do.
I think we're making a great Judd Apatow movie about the loser angels in heaven.
I think we
Tim Heidecker should be involved in that for sure.
This next song. Okay, so this is kind of cool. So this is kind of these next 2 songs. The last 2 songs really went in sync with each other because it was walking in step by step. These are even more in sync with each other because this song is called Prelude to Coaches, and the next song is called Coaches. So let's start with the Prelude to Coaches.
So Prelude to Coaches
about handbags.
Now this would be a skit, I would say, as a handbag skit.
Now that I'm working out and conversing.
Yes.
Oh, the classic switching between the radio stations.
Yeah, a staple in classic hip hop for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
No one knows what that is anymore. So
no, exactly. That's one of those things that like kind of is lost to time, and people will hear and kind of get what's happening, but don't have anything to really associate that with. It's kind of like how the save icon on everything is a floppy disk, and nobody uses floppy disks anymore.
That's a good one.
But it's always a floppy disk. It just means to save now.
Or even on your phone, the phone button is like a handheld phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like, I saw a thing or read something where like a dad was like, "Oh, I was faking a phone with my kid, and I did the hang up thing." And they're like, why are you doing that? What's that? It's like, oh,
what are you gonna break your phone?
Well, it's like, back in our day,
even
we
that
hung
phrase.
up. Exactly, the phrase itself. It's like, what does hang up mean? It's like, oh, the phone was on the wall.
because you mean to hang the phone on the cradle.
Yeah.
Stop calling here.
You mean press end, fucking idiot.
But this is actually cool because Prelude to Coaches is a clip of him and this other rapper Carnage, and they're rapping like outside of a show and just kind of doing like a freestyle cypher. And then Coaches is the song that him and Carnage do together in the studio.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I saw on his Wikipedia that he was like a freestyle champion.
Yeah, he won the Blaze battle in like early 2002 or something like that. He won the Blaze battle. And
why is that a big deal?
It was like one of the biggest freestyle battles in like at the time. I want to say that it was on like HBO or something like that.
Oh,
and,
okay.
Ideas Very
Battle
White,
Office.
which was a big deal to win a battle being a white kid in 2002. He was a big freestyle battler, beat this guy Shells, who was like reigning champion for years. And this was also in a time when freestyling was actual off the top freestyling. Whereas now freestyling is like a written verse that's about nothing.
That you're just doing to
which is not freestyling anymore.
Before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he would do this off the top of his head, actual live TV freestyling, and won this whole championship. So him and Carnage met through that, and then ended up doing this song together, Coaches.
Boom.
All right. Well, this is that song.
Oh.
Already. This sounds like a Jay-Z song.
Yes.
We'll have a better game without you running your mouth. I got a question. Any other MCs in the house?
Oh, this is. I love the quick back and forths.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna love the verse thing because the verses they mold from one voice to the other, like they blend into each other and shit.
And it shows like it's like, I don't know, that MC shit, you know, like just like dropping those, chopping the clock, and then the bop. It's just
super lyrical shit. Everything fits like a puzzle, no words out of place. Like,
and you can understand what they're saying.
Yeah, that's fucking cool.
That is good.
Yeah. Bottle Dreams is a sad song. Bottle Dreams is
shit.
I mean,
this isn't the first sad song on the album, though. He had a song about dying.
Well, I mean, that's after you're already dead. That's not too sad.
That's true.
Depends who
sad
you are,
for other
I guess.
people.
I mean, if you're not sad before you die, or before you're born, so you shouldn't be sad after you die.
Yeah, I guess it's just sad for other people. I'm not scared of like
fuck
death
other people, dude.
That,
Come on.
Yes.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
Boom. Okay,
You're right.
You know what?
I'm not gonna be sad when I'm dead.
You go find those angels. You go meet those angels.
Whoa.
Don't be a coward, Rick.
No one's gonna be sad anyway. No one's gonna be sad.
Stop it now. Now we're going too far. I love you. You're a beautiful human.
So yeah, actually, strangely enough, this song is about a young girl who is gifted at the violin, and it turns out that she's so gifted at the violin, she plays like an adult, like it sounds beautiful, this like crazy reverberation, and it's because she has all of this pain inside of her because her dad has been molested.
Oh, damn.
So every day she goes to the river with this message in a bottle and throws it, and it says all of her secrets in there.
All of her heart.
Sinks. All of her heart. All of her heart. And it sinks.
Think about that.
Every day. She never sees it happen. She thinks that that someone's gonna find it, you know?
Mm-hmm. This is some of the heaviest backstories of hip-hop songs I've ever heard. Like, each song should be like its own movie in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that every song I think that you shouldn't make a song unless it's like this. If you're an artist, I mean, like, you guys know you're comedians. You take these things and then you mold them into something that is a better version of it, and then continue molding that into a better version until you have something that you would show at like a showcase or a special or whatever. And
yes, most of my comedy is based on my artist's pain.
Yeah. But a lot of these artists nowadays, people that are rappers, they just kind of put out the first version of whatever and they're like on to the next song. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know? But I don't think you should release a song unless it's something that you've like actually arranged in an idea that is a thing. Now, that being said, don't go listen to my music right after I said that, because I have a lot of songs that are about nothing, for sure.
Well, you'll get to pick and choose which songs to plug at the end.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, at the end of this song, she actually commits suicide by jumping into the same river that she's been throwing her bottles in.
Jeez.
And when they fish out her body, they find hundreds of bottles at the bottom of the river.
Damn.
And then everybody knows the secret at the end. Which is like, this one guy wrote this in his room, just kind of hanging out, and was like, man, that's a whole, you would need a whole team of writers to come up with a cohesive story like that. Like, you can make a movie out of that.
No, seriously, yeah.
And he's just like, wouldn't it be crazy, dude?
the bottles are the secret, man.
Yep, the bottles. So yeah, that's a dark one.
Wow, that's
that
good.
Is a dark one. What about this next one? Is this a dark song? It sounds like a light song. It's called "Soundtrack of a Romance," so it seems like pretty nice.
This isn't gonna go well.
That seems like an ironic title to me. I'm a little afraid of that, but let's try it out. Let's see what happens.
Let's see.
Interesting point. It's amazing how many drugs you do when you stop doing drugs.
Yeah, it's like I never feel more like an alcoholic when I'm not drinking.
Yeah.
like when I take like a month break or whatever, and I'm like, this sucks. Like, I'm like, shit.
Oh yeah.
This
is probably my favorite style of his. And he
like
was that
super,
hipster,
like, chill low.
Yeah, and that was in 2002, so hipsters weren't a thing yet. And he was like, the wind blew a thin layer of dust on my garden burger. Remember garden burgers were a thing? My mom used to eat those.
Before the Impossible Patty.
Yeah, the garden burger.
You know who this reminds me of is Watsky.
Yeah. Watsky does have the same kind of sound. Because I remember people were telling me to listen to him and I liked him. I know, I haven't got
smoking music.
Yet, though.
Yeah, this is really cool.
That's nice. Yeah. That's some lay on your bed and just like trance out. Hell yeah.
That's a good one. All right, this next
Not one song
is,
has heard like another one, or sounds like the other one, you know? Where like a lot of times, you know, you're kind of like, okay, yeah, you had a theme of the album, you had a vibe, so you're kind of sticking in this realm. But it's just like all over, but yet it's all together. It's great. It's kind of like how you're talking about the room of sound or whatever. You know, there's just like all these elements all over the place, and I just feel like I'm in this room.
Yeah, the sound field.
Sound field.
I loved that show, man. I used to watch that all the time.
Wait, which show? Soundfield?
Soundfield, you know, with Jerry Soundfield.
Jerry Soundfield.
Yeah. He was a comedian. With his really show about nothing.
With his friend Cromler.
Yeah.
He had a line back there that was like one of my favorite lines of the album, and he says, my long lost lover left me for a real artist, and it's strange how the whole story can be told through a guitar riff.
That's good.
That's good.
And it's like a little bit of self-deprecation in there.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Like I can experience all this crazy shit, and then like, oh, I guess I can just put it into a song, and it's funny how like I can distill this crazy emotional trauma into like a verse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Or let alone into just a guitar riff where there doesn't even have to be words. You could feel the emotion like in the music.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. This next one is called Just a Reminder. Is there anything special about this one?
I don't remember which one. I don't remember this one. So let's play it and see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
God damn, there's some serious going on.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Knock it off, Julie. I don't need you to tell me how fucking good my music is, okay? I'm the one who makes it. I know how good it is. When y'all go to the studio, you make shit. I make the gourmet quality stuff because when I listen to it, I like to hear it.
I make the gourmet quality stuff.
You know what's on my mind right now?
So this is, he got someone, so talking about impressions earlier, he got someone that could do a good impression of Quentin Tarantino, but didn't get a good Samuel Jackson impression. So he just used the clips from Samuel Jackson and then had him have a conversation with Quentin Tarantino where he changed it up a little bit.
Yes.
And then here's some more almost like the Weird Side type. Favorite MC's favorite MC.
Yes. Gosh, these bass licks are just blowing my mind.
Yeah, all the beats, all the music.
So I think that he went on like such this journey on these past 5, 6, 7 songs. This song is called Just a Reminder, just so you remember, like, hey, I could rap, dude. Like,
yeah, I'm not just like...
just so you guys don't think that I'm like on this weird shit, like I also can rap really hard, just a reminder.
Yeah.
Because in the last handful of songs, we have really kind of gone away from like what you would say like his typical hip hop,
like his bars. Like it's been good, but it hasn't just been like, it's been very chill and like more meaningful than just like lyrically complex.
Now I feel like I'm getting a sense of his sense of humor through this album too, and just like his self-awareness too, where it's like, okay, yeah, this album is getting a little slow, not that it's bad, but like, here, just a little reminder, here's a banger.
Yeah, it's a good song. I really like that one. I would say that Weird Side I really liked. I really liked Walking and How Much Do You Pay, and then this is another one that I really like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one's good.
This next
and
one is Infrared.
Infrared Roses.
Oh yeah, another Helium Factory.
I guess this is time or whatever, so I guess I'll start it like this. And I'll never again be as happy.
Yes, I was when I was in the
Never.
There he is. It's Oliver.
Never be as happy as I was. in the 7th grade.
I got tricks too.
Oh damn.
We all walked aimlessly in the summer weather with nothing better to do but go to SA and try to steal a pack of squares. Man, I miss
Yeah, a little reminiscing song.
It's the excitement of knowing everything you touch is
I love that
just
piano.
wish could've
I know. This is a great road trip album.
but maybe that's the point.
Like going back to our imaginary tiny desk set for idea. Like I see someone like on like a kid's keyboard playing it at this imaginary performance, just killing this riff. Gosh.
All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 6 songs left. All right, track 14,
Okay.
My Day at the Brain Factory.
Hey.
This is probably my favorite title so far.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very good title.
Idea. Champion. Idea.
So this was that's his introduction from the Blaze battle that he won
Oh, cool.
in 2002 or whatever. Or 2000, I guess it was. Maybe it was 99. I don't know.
Look at that hard style beat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that fucking like
Oh, that
ghost
scratching.
note snare.
And then this is one of those chopper songs where he starts with like a little fast rap chopper thing, and then the tempo will progressively increase as he goes.
Oh, cool.
And he's almost like a human. He's a human fast rapper. To where a lot of fast rap sounds machined now, because they'll take it and kind of cut out all the imperfections and slide everything around so it all lines up. And this is just one layer of him rapping it fast the best he could, one take. Like,
Yep.
like you hear struggling breaths in between. He's like,
Just like trying to get through it. This sounds like if Talking Heads did rap. Like the beat.
Totally. It's just, instead it's David Byrne going, oh, you never know.
This is not my beautiful house.
And that's
This is not my beautiful wife.
And they're all in sync dancing with the bass.
This is so these are like the 2 shortest songs in the album. The last one that we listened to, and then this one right here, Ode to the Wall. Oh, this must be about
Ode to the
loving
Wall.
Pink Floyd.
yes.
It actually sounds like it.
This
Like
actually
the heartbeat.
This actually is an ode to the wall for sure.
Oh, really? Oh, it's totally. It sounds like Pink Floyd.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. And when the guitar comes in and everything, it really does.
Dun, dun.
Every intro to every song has been super cool in its own thing. Oh,
Oh yeah,
shit.
this is.
Oh my god.
Are you sure this isn't a Pink Floyd song?
It could be. It could be a Pink Floyd sample.
I can't think of another rapper who's sampling Pink Floyd.
And The Wall
Oh,
was a really good album too. That was a good one for
Oh,
me.
yeah.
great album.
I mean, that was
But
like
that one, like, I feel
that
like
was one of the
gets
albums.
a lot of play. You know, like there's nobody that
Yeah.
doesn't know about The Wall.
Yeah, you
this
can't do
is
that
actually
one.
like exposing people to
Uh-huh.
some new music. I mean, not new, but you know, stuff that they probably haven't heard.
Actually, I wanna start over. I wanna scrap this. I wanna do The Wall. I wanna do Pink
All right.
Floyd.
All right, we
Yes,
got 10 minutes to do the entire
Let's just do Goodbye. Yeah, we'll just do Goodbye Blue Sky, and then we'll get out of here.
Perfect. That's all I need.
So that's dope. Here for You.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
that
is,
was a really good
This is the
little
longest.
interlude.
Oh no, this is not the longest. It's the second longest, but it's, you know, it's 7 minutes long.
Mm.
This is a really good song too, with a nice long intro,
Good
just like a
intro.
lot of them. Nice build up.
I got a request. I haven't thought actually. Let go.
Some sort of altered for copyright purposes conversation between 2 guys.
You gotta skirt that copyright law, man. It's like rule number 1.
Jump in back on the scopes. No, in no water.
So he's saying let go. You have to let go of you, and you have to.
This sounds like it's the Dr. Dre songs. Next episode, Slowed Down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rick, jump in the river. Jump in the river.
Jump in the river. Even though 5 tracks ago this girl jumped in the river, that didn't end good, but you know, you'll be good.
We're carried by the current, being driven by the wind. The scenery we pass will never see again, so we store it up. This
is another one that reminds me of Watsky. Like, Watsky, you can tell, has, like, taken a lot of influence from this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really good. I mean, that's what we say to literally, like, it's so rare to come across a song where we don't just go, this is good, like, but it's like old school but timeless, you know. And he just has a really smooth flow, and all of the music is really quality, you know, high quality. Like the vibe to it, the lo-finess, like really plays well with his vibe, his like voice.
Yeah. And there's a little something for everybody. Like if you like beats, then the beats are good. If you like the sound of it, it sounds good. If you like, you know, the lyrical content, the lyrics are good.
And then just the way he said the lyrics are good too. Like, you know, if you just like the musicality of lyricism.
And each song's got substance, you know, like we were saying, it's not just your typical hip-hop of got cars, got cash, and all that. You know, each thing's got something that he wants to say, he needs to get out, rather than
absolutely.
just trying to get this thing done so that way you can move on to the next thing.
That's good. That's awesome.
Bring in the bass.
All right,
Bring in
3
the
tracks
funk.
left. This is Motormouth's Anonymous.
Ooh.
Man, I need to go here. You know what I'm saying? Can't shut this thing up.
Shut up!
Can't even. Okay, sorry.
Oh yeah,
I love me a horn.
This song's really cool. This is one of those like weird. I like how this is just like an unconventional hip hop song.
Oh, I thought this was gonna be like a skit.
And he doesn't know how he wants to start it either. Like it starts like this, and then very soon it'll switch to like a whole other thing.
Did we lose any fish this time?
They're all dead. I haven't finished weeks, dude.
Oh god, they've been dead the whole time.
They've been dead the whole time.
I hope they went down fighting.
I like his performativeness as he's rapping too. Like it's not just like what a da 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 da. Like he's got like a lot of like acting in it, where he's like the thing in the middle is the thing on top or whatever. Like.
And it's those little things I feel like you can't teach. You can't be like, oh, dude, you need to like, you gotta fluctuate your voice here, man. It's like, that's just like, again, him being him.
Because there's no one place to put it. There's like a different spot that should be in every sentence and every like line. So he has that perfect spot. Sometimes you hit it right, sometimes you don't.
And this song has that vibe where he's rushing lines in a cool way to like hit the exact right moment of the beat.
Yeah.
It's like
he says something about to surgically remove my barcode. And like kind of packing all those syllables in.
Yeah, exactly.
Hence the title Motormouth's Anonymous.
Yes.
Makes sense. Yeah, that's another one that I
that's
really
cool.
like. All right. We are now on the penultimate track.
Forget Me. Is that what penultimate means? The one before the last?
Yeah, it means second to last.
Forget Me is starring Slug from Atmosphere.
Okay.
So this is like this is one of the ones that brought in a lot of outside listeners, people that had heard of Atmosphere but didn't really know about Idea, and definitely didn't know about Oliver Hart.
Yeah.
Right.
So now, I mean, 15 years later, the algorithm is really going to help this out. But at the time, they had no idea what that was or what was going to happen.
Right.
But it really helped. Even though, as I'm looking on this, Atmosphere is not credited on this song on Spotify, so it doesn't show up in there featured on.
Yeah, Just Forget Me by Oliver Hart. I like that this one, like I was just talking about how his voice is very performative and like it goes up and it goes down. It does a whole lot of things, but this one almost purposefully disregards that, and he just like is very monotonous in this one.
Yeah, real like monotone, low.
Yeah.
God, they just don't make hip hop like this anymore.
No. They just do not.
And if anyone's listening and you're like being like, "No, man, you're an idiot," like there's these good rappers that making this. Send them, post them, help us. I want to enjoy
those rappers.
Yes, Post Malone us those rappers,
please, immediately. And then the last song, "How I Won the Right to Think."
This is kind of cool. The first album, or the first track on the album, is "The Many Faces of Oliver Hart," which is the name of the album. But it also has like this sub name, "How I Won the Right to Think," which is now the last track on the album. So that's kind of cool, like structure wise.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like a bookend of the album and the album art.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like it's almost like.
And then even if you look at the album art is all of the different types of his music that is in it.
Exactly. Like that's
cool.
Tells you what you're going to get on the album. Is it has "The Many Faces of Oliver Hart" at the beginning, and then all the different faces and emotions in the middle, and then "How I Won the Right to Think" at the end. Awesome. And this is that song. All right, this is my favorite one so far.
Oh, this is cool.
This is a really good song. This is like, it's a perfect, and this is another, back then, outro songs had to be really good songs. It was the last song.
See, that's what it's about. And I'm a strong proponent for any album. Your last song on the album doesn't need to be the best song, but it has to have a kind of a bow tie feel to it of like, okay, this is the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it like puts a button on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is great. This is just like indicative of his entire like ability. He's just doing all these different kinds of rhyming and flows and stuff.
And there it is, "The Many Faces of Oliver Hart."
Oh, awesome. Yes, that is cool, man.
Great record.
Great record.
I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it. I'm glad you liked it.
Oh my god, I am starting a trend of not only continuing to listen to this, but looking more into Idea in general.
Yeah, this was great to like learn about.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, Idea was a very underrated artist, and I think that, like a lot of great artists, he won't be appreciated until long after his time. Which is now.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, your favorite MC's favorite MC, like that's exactly what it feels like. Is he's just one of those underground guys that the people in the know about.
Mm-hmm.
And he made a really good album.
And you said he's white?
Yeah, he's from Minneapolis.
Oh hell yeah, Minnesota Vikings represent. I'm sure too in this go fuck your Seahawks. Cook Russell. But I'm sure Eminem overshadowed him very much being in the early 2000s, another white rapper, and he does not sound very commercial in the sense of Eminem had, what do you want to call hits, radio hits and all that stuff. But right. I'm sure he was very overshadowed by the Eminem thing, and we only need one white rapper at a time.
Taken over. Yeah, well, Eminem had the Dr. Dre and all that stuff.
He had the backing. That's true. Very good point.
Mm-hmm. But that was awesome, man.
That was great.
He definitely was an underground rapper at his time, and didn't make a lot of money in his career. Mm-hmm. Had this early 2000s record deal, which wasn't great, and he he died. He was sick, and there was like a lot of drug use going on at the time. Mm-hmm. And within the last their last album that they put out, Idea and Abilities by the Throat is what it's called. And in all the music videos, he kind of adorned like a grunge, Kurt Cobain kind of look, where he had like the long hair and like just real greasy, fucking wasn't showering, was doing the whole like just strung out, got sick, died at his mom's house in like his old childhood bedroom, which is like, so this fool, he never saw his fame or got his proper dues. He got a little bit when he was, won his battle and got his record deal, but he never really got the chance to blow.
The Vince Van Gogh of hip hop.
People just die so early. There's an epidemic in this country of people not getting treatment for things. Let me get on my soapbox real quick. It's pretty terrible.
Get on it.
Defund the police.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean that wraps up the show, Mikey. Thank you so much for introducing us to some amazing, some amazing music. Do you want to plug anything? You got anything you want the people to know? Where can the people find you?
Plug in.
Everybody can find me on my new what is this? My new Discord. That I just made for this. Yep. I'm on Instagram, Mikey Boohyah NHP, Natural Habitat Podcast Live on Instagram. I'm also a person that still uses Facebook on the regs. I still say on the regs also. So you can follow me on the regs on Facebook. and then Spotify. I mean, I just recently this year, actually, in June, put out my first album that I was still proud of at the time that it came out. Usually, you do something, you look back at it, and you're like, maybe should have made a couple extra changes on this. I'm still really proud of that to this day. So it's called Rebound. That's available everywhere. Go check that out.
Awesome. Get all that good stuff. Follow Mikey.
And thank you guys for having me.
Of course, thank you for being on here, man.
Thank you for bestowing musical knowledge onto us, like the sound field and just idea in general.
Now Google a picture of it. Once you see it in your head, then it's like it really seals the deal for you. You'll start thinking about it. And then you could be a pretentious music guy when someone's like, hey, listen to my demo. And you're like, would you just stack this all on top of each other? Use the sound field, dude.
Respect the sound field, man.
Respect the sound field.
The SF.
And of course, as always, a big thank you to Pale Blue Dot for our amazing theme for you off the album Kingdom, Phylum, Class, Order, Family, Genus, Species. It's a great album. Get that wherever you get good music. And from the bottom of my heart and the tip of my doctor's shoes, thank you so much for listening. We have been the Spin Doctors, and we are spinning out. I don't know. I'm still trying to come up with an out.
Are you guys real doctors?
I have a PhD. A pretty huge dick.
Bat.
All right.
Hey, Mom. Sorry about that.